Hello everyone. In our last class, we had already discussed about advantages and disadvantages of informal organization, as well as in our previous classes we had learned about the concept of formal and informal organization, their advantages and disadvantages respectively. In our today's class, we are going to learn about a new topic that is termed as delegation of authority. Before going further, let us understand what is the meaning of delegation. Delegation is simply meaning to transfer your duty or to work or to job to any other person, or you want to do your work that some other person is going to do for you. Like for example, in case of our family, suppose there are two siblings, there are two brothers are there. The elder brother wants that there are various works which is given to younger brother, as well as he delegates his work to younger brother, so that the work given by the mom and dad will be completed on time, as well as they will divert their time to utilize some better efficiency or to utilize some other work also. My dear friends, delegation is not generally belongs to the abdication, as in it is not the avoidance or ignorance of work, as in it is not like that I don't want to do the work, or I am not able to complete my work. It's not like that. It is a complete difference. Delegation is simply to transfer your work just because you require that time to utilize to do some other work or to do some efficiency in particular task. Clear? Let us understand, it means the downward transfer of authority from a superior to subordinate. Delegation is generally a transfer of authority from superior to subordinate, as in manager wants to tell their employees, to tell their middle management or lower level management that this particular task should be done by that particular person, is generally termed as delegation. Let us understand what do you mean by delegation in chart. Suppose there is a company. In this company, we are having a manager or managing director. Yeah, there is a manager or managing director. Suppose he hires 4 employees, as in he hired an employee A, B, C and D. Okay. Suppose as per the company's policies, manager is required to do the work of regarding, he wants to take decisions in regarding all cases like sorry, he is required to take decisions like he is required to formulate plans or strategies or he is required to see production department production procedure, I must say. He is to require to deal with sales procedure, sales marketing strategies. He has to manage about what are the finance facilities or what are the cash incomings and outgoings are there. Or he wants to do to communicate with vendors also, to make a price strategy, set a pricing strategy also, set a pricing strategy. These particular tasks are done by manager. Generally company wants, they have hired an employee who want to do such kind of stuff by our own. My dear friends, there is a policy that not a single person can do each and every task at a one time. He need to delegate his work, he need to transfer his work so that he will give best to that particular time, as well as the observation or the supervision should be given and observed by the manager himself. Clear? Let's see now what will happen. Company allotted these kind of tasks to managers. Now manager hired 4 employees for work, for to delegating the work. Suppose there are 5 works and we are hired a 4 employees. Yes. Now suppose manager delegates their work to A. Manager wants to A to do the production procedure. Manager wants B to do the sales marketing, to deal with sales and marketing operations. Sales and marketing operations. Manager wants C to do the finance manage, as in he will deal with the cash receipts or cash payments. Or manager wants to D to deal with the pricing strategy of product, to research with the product, as in what kind of price we are going to take with the customers. Now it doesn't mean that manager don't want to work these kind of 4 kind of works. My dear friends, manager is only responsible to the company, as in he allotted the work to A, B, C and D. Only the answerable person is manager himself, not the A, B, C and D. As per the company's top management asking, the reason or the accountability belongs to your manager only. But my dear friends, he wants to delegate his work just because he can utilize his time to, first of all, formulating the plans, formulating the strategies, and he can supervise each and every work on a different manner, as well as he can create an initiative or innovative ideas to do how the work can be done. Clear? So let us understand the concept again. A manager, no matter what, how capable he is, cannot manage to every task on his own. Therefore, he needs to delegate his authority to another person. A manager or any person cannot be allowed or cannot be that much capable that he can do all kind of work, all kind of stuff by himself own. If he is doing that particular work by himself only, then my dear friends, there are chances he will be forget some work, or there are chances the task will not complete on time. There are chances his efficiency will not, we are not getting his efficiency, or there are there are some things like where manager is got hyped up and he won't want to do work anymore. So it all are the crises which are based by delegation of authority, which can be helped or which can be used in the case of delegation of authority. It also satisfies the subordinates' need for recognition and provides them with the opportunities to develop and exercise initiative. Now, whenever the work is subordinated or delegated to some superior or some subordinate or to our junior level, now this is required that how they will create innovative ideas, how they will do the work, it creates how it will manage, how it will be able that some subordinates are doing the creative and innovative task. Delegation does not mean abdication, ignorance, avoidance of work. Delegation, my dear friends, does not mean abdication. It always means the transfer of work. It is not the ignorance or avoidance of work. Manager will be accountable for the performance of assigned tasks done by their subordinates, as in whatever the work should be delegated or transferred by manager, only manager is liable or manager is responsible for doing that particular task. None other person is responsible for that. Authority granted to a subordinate can be taken back and re-delegated to another person. Sometimes whenever we are transferred, we are delegated our work to some subordinate, they misuse our authority, they misuse the responsibility, they will create a hype or they will create a conflict in between our organizational goals. Then at that time, whenever management thinks or manager thinks or superior thinks that he want to redelegate that such authority from one person to another person, he can do so. Like in our case, suppose work done by A is not proper. B, C and D are doing the work effectively and properly, but work done by A is not proper. Now what will manager do? Manager will do that A's work should be done by C and C's work should be done by manager himself. Or apart from that, if he asks about C, that whether C is able to do both tasks as in production as well as finance also, then please do it. So my dear friends, it is not necessary that once your authority is delegated, it is fixed to that person only. It can be transferred if you are not going to achieve targets or if you are not utilizing your authority as a maximum resources, as a maximum of utilization of resources. Clear? This is the whole concept of delegation of authority. In our next class, we are going to learn about what are the process or elements of delegation of authority. Till then, I must say, please have a revision on delegation of authority. It is just the transfer of work from superior to subordinate, just because that particular superior or manager is going to work in an efficient manner as well as saves time to do some other work or to manage some other work. You must know the principle about that none of the person is able to do all kind of work by himself. Clear? Thank you.